And we're live. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Welcome along to another Facebook Live from me, Matt Duggan, and that lady over there, Kelly Teasdale. Good afternoon, Kelly Teasdale.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Now, we are here today because we're actually going to talk to you about something very important in terms of how you do Facebook Lives. And it's actually more of a broader point about using the platforms. So, Kelly, you're always talking about the idea. I say always, like this is the only thing we ever talk about, but it pretty much is. As far as strategy is concerned with the marketing, this idea that actually you have to move with the times and your strategy is not like a set thing that is immovable and never changes, right?
Yeah, so I think there's two things, right? There's the overall business strategy, which generally you need to refresh every couple of months. Like I would say, like if you haven't refreshed within 6 months, then you're in serious need of a refresh. That's the overall business strategy. But then the other thing that we're going to talk about specifically today is the strategy for the platforms.
Yeah.
And that is something that you basically need to like stay on top of on a weekly basis because so much changes now, right, on these platforms. And
Yeah.
literally every single week, something new is being brought in, the functionalities are changing. So you really have to stay on top of that, like way more than the overall business strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is kind of where this came from, is that we saw a couple of things in the last few, well, actually in the last few weeks and actually months, but one big move that happened from one of the bigger content providers on the internet in our space, which is, digital marketing, social media, that sort of thing. And it was Social Media Examiner. Now, I don't know if you've seen this already, and maybe we'll link to it after this somewhere in the comments below so you can see the announcement they made. But essentially what they said was that they're not going to be doing, they've got 3 live shows that they do every week. And those shows are about maybe half an hour long. And they're big flagship shows that they get people tuning in for from all over the world. What they've decided to do is to pull and completely cancel 2 of those shows and take the third one and only do it on YouTube. They're not going to be putting it out on Facebook at all via Facebook Live. Now, why would they do that? Well, it's because they looked at the data, and this is why I say it's been coming for a few weeks and months, is because I've been doing the same thing with our stuff and with my own stuff and with Kelly's stuff and with, various other clients that I work with as well, where I've looked at their data and realized that actually there's a real problem, which is that people think they should be doing Facebook Lives for, a certain amount of time, presenting, talking about stuff for absolutely ages, by which I mean, 20, 30 minutes plus. Whereas the actual data, in most people's cases, is showing that people do not stick around. And Michael Stelzner made this really interesting kind of example or sort of analogy. And he's the guy that runs Social Media Examiner. And he said that it's a bit like trying to get people to watch a movie while they're speeding down the highway, or the freeway, as he calls it, or to you and me, the motorway. It's essentially like getting people to watch a full-length movie while driving down the motorway. They're never going to do it because they're driving at 70 miles an hour past that bit of content. And that's what people are doing on their phones. They're all constantly doing this whole scrolly thing. So as a result, you're not going to get in front of them for very long. They'll join for a bit and then they'll leave. It's why you'll see the peak viewers number on your Facebook Lives is quite low. So we looked at that, and well, it was kind of revealing, wasn't it, Kelly? Because this kind of tells us something that we need to change, and we need to change it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and this also, by the way, feeds into, how you and I are always talking about go back to the metrics, look at the data. What's the data telling you?
Yeah.
If we hadn't gone through that process and looked at that data, we'd still be here checking out 30, 40-minute Facebook Lives.
Yeah, for sure. And now there is an exception, right? We did talk about this a minute ago before we went live. Talk to us a bit about what that exception is.
So I think the exception to this rule of not having long lives is if you've got a big community and you have a Q&A session. So Matt and I run a closed membership site. We go live every week, as an example, at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. We have a fairly big audience in there, and our commitment to them is obviously that we'll stick around and answer all of their questions. If you have a similar sort of format, open or closed, then obviously we're not suggesting that you only do 5 minutes and then say, that's it, no more questions, shop is shut. Like that is the one occasion where you want to stick around. If people are engaging with you and your content and they're asking questions, by all means stay. But I think, like get a temperature check within the first, 10, 15 minutes. And if people aren't engaging, then it's time to just kind of close it down.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. With that voice as well. You've got to do it that way. You've got to finish your lives like that. I'm going to close it down. So that's it, really. That's all we wanted to talk about. Go on, Cal.
Well, which sounds simple, right? But you'd be amazed how many people just keep going because they feel like, they've planned educational content and they're like, I'm going to keep going even if no one's listening because I'm going to get this out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's it. The reason this is so important, and this is the last point, then we are going because we're going to keep this one short, is because it's about engagement, right? Facebook is looking for engagement in order to give you more reach. The more engagement you get, the more reach they'll give you. And by reach, I mean the number of people you'll get in front of. If you get to reach more people and those people engage, then you'll get even more reach. And then it's a cycle from that point on. But if you don't get huge amounts of reach within the first few minutes, Facebook's going to look at that and think, yeah, that engagement isn't really happening on there. So we're not going to give them any more reach. And it's just going to kind of fade away into the background. And the more you go long on that particular post or that Facebook Live, the worse it will get for you. So there you go. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Anything else we need to add? Oh, there is one thing. There's something is open right now, isn't it, Kelly Teasdale, as you cough and splutter in the background?
Sorry.
You're right.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't die on me now. This is just getting good.
I missed the question though, Matt. Sorry, because all I could hear was myself coughing.
That's all right. The question was that we've got something open right now, which we sort of quietly launched at Marketing Saturday Live to the world. And
are we going to talk about that? Am I allowed?
We're going to do. You are allowed. We're going to do a little quick thing, very quick about that.
So that was my lead in, and I missed it because I was coughing. Okay, so Matt and I run a membership site for business owners and for people who are in control of marketing for small to medium-sized businesses. It is essentially a go-to place that has two big components around business growth and marketing your business. So it has a closed website that has around 200, 250, somewhere between that number, of how-to videos on. So how to create a Facebook pixel, how to create a Facebook ad, how to create a marketing strategy, literally anything you could think of in terms of marketing and growing a business. That is all broken down into 10-minute videos, and we literally talk you through how to do it, how to apply it in your own business. If it's something that's technical or geeky, very often we switch to Matt's computer so you can see what is actually going on in the screen and how you can literally kind of follow along and do what Matt's doing. So that's component one. The other component is that you come every week, like I said, on a Tuesday, you come and join Matt and I for a Q&A. We're there normally for about an hour, but longer if there are more questions. And our commitment to everyone that's in the group is that we will answer any question and every question they have about marketing and business growth. So we do that on a Tuesday. Sometimes if there's a change on some of the key platforms, we've been talking about platform changes today, we'll do a teach. So we might do half an hour teach, half an hour Q&A, where we literally just go through what's changed on Facebook, what's changed on Instagram or whatever it might be. Again, just to make sure that all of our members are totally up to date. And then around once a month or so, we have an expert come and join us. So we have experts on YouTube, SEO, developing lead magnets, quizzes, whatever it might be. And we kind of focus the Q&A around that specialist and that specialist topic. So yeah, it's a really amazing group of people. It's become a real kind of business growth family. And we're open right now if anyone wants to come and join us.
There you go, you heard the lady. So head over to thebusinessmarketingmastermind.com and you can go and check out access to that right now. It is open to the public for the next month or so, and then we're going to be shutting it down and we're going to be doing a proper launch, but you can get in now before everyone else does. And yeah, as a result, be kind of closer to Kelly and myself and get more information, more stuff that you need, more actual practical advice. So head to the businessmarketingmastermind.com right now and you can go and get access. I can see Taruna has already joined us as well. There's other people watching and I can see you lurking. You think I can't see you, but you're lurking on the Facebook Live watching us right now. So if you are, leave us a comment below. Help us to get more engagement, just like we talked about it earlier on in this Facebook Live, which of course means we'll get more reach, which means we'll get more engagement, which means we'll get more reach, which means we'll get more engagement, and so the cycle continues. Right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again very soon. Au revoir, Kelly Teasdale. Until the next time.
See you later.